Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel today. As you can see here, I have my entire wrestling action figure collection here in front of you, and since it is Summerslam weekend, I wanted to go ahead and talk about what my favorite, or at least my top 3 favorite action figures from the culture set that are wrestling figure themed are in my collection. So you know the drill here. We're going to start pulling these out one by one, and until we get to the top 5 or 3, we will pick my absolute favorites. An easy one to pull out immediately will actually be one of my newest acquisitions here in King Woods. Now don't get me wrong, I love Xavier Woods, I love the New Day, but there is one major design flaw with this figure, and it's with his right arm. That is the furthest that it can go down, and it's just stuck on that really funky angle, and I'm just not a big fan of that. I really wish that with all of the great attention to detail that Mattel gives in its figures, this is just an oversight that I cannot overlook, sadly. And keeping going on, another one that's going to be an easy pull is another new figure that I just got, and it's this Boogeyman. I got the Chase variant version of him. Don't get me wrong, I love this head sculpt. I think that this is one of the better Mattel figures in terms of sculpt detail, but once again, it's these freaking arms, man. I say you gotta get some better engineering. It's just because the arms are seated too deeply into the torso there. That's why it's doing that. Another good one to pull will definitely be Junkyard Dog. This is from the Target exclusive Legends line. I tried to find the Chase version with the blue gear, but I mean, this one, it does very well enough in my opinion. Yeah, we can start pulling some of these out in the front. Mia Yim is out. And I'll say, well, I mean, this was her back when she was still in the Reckoning. This MVP figure is definitely cool. I'm more excited about the Ruthless Aggression one that is on the way out. So, but I mean, that's a fantastic MVP head sculpt too. So, can't be too mad at that. Yeah. Kofi can go. I mean, I love this figure. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, the single jointed elbows at this stage in the game in terms of what Mattel's putting out now, this figure is definitely a bit on the older side. But I'm happy that I've got this matching Big E with the matching gear, so gotta take it where you can. Yeah, Keith Lee can go. I mean, obviously he's no longer with the WWE, but I mean, this was still a good figure, at least in terms of his final figure for now. Who knows what the future holds. Yeah, Wes Lee is also out. The torso on this one is just way too floppy for my liking. But I mean, the addition of the hands on this one are fantastic. And I mean, you just got to give credit to Wesley and what he's doing down in NXT. It's all really good stuff right now. Can't be too mad at him. Yeah, this Naomi figure, it was cool at the time. I'm glad that I was able to grab it on such a good discount price. Love that I got the glow-in-the-dark championship with it. But, yeah. And I think the same can be also said for this Alicia Fox figure. I mean, it's fine. This isn't the same championship. I just have this spare Raw Women's title. And I like Alicia Fox, so it was good to have her. But, I mean, it's not like she's my absolute favorite in this line. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull both of the Street Profits at the same time. But I'd say this will be a to be continued when it comes to Montez and Angelo, because their new Elite Series, 103, 104 figures are just now starting to hit. So I'm going to take a look at those and see how I like the updated Street Profits compared to this. I feel like this head sculpt for Angelo is the better one between this one and the new one, though. So, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. Pull some of these other figures to the front. So I've got a few of The Rock. This is his Ultimate Edition figure. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy this figure, but just in terms of, I mean, it's The Rock, so you're going to have a dozen of these no matter who you are or what you do. I mean, it's definitely a great figure, but I'm also curious to see what his new Ultimate Edition that I have on pre-order is going to look like. We also got Kama, the Godfather, whatever you want to call him. I am curious about if we'll ever get him in his Nation of Domination gear, because that would be really cool to have. I was thinking about maybe repainting this one, but my biggest problem with it, besides the single jointed arm, is because how small the arm is. It looks a little more proportionate on camera, but off camera, this thing is just like a noodle little baby arm compared to how big his torso is. And I was never a big fan of that. Oh, who else can go? So I've got these two versions of Farouk here. And I'm a pretty big fan. Well, first of all, I love this Ron Simmons head sculpt, don't get me wrong. But it's something about him in this Sub-Zero gear that's just doing it for me. It came with two head sculpts too, so I mean, this is just cheesy fun. So I mean, I also really appreciate the World Tag Title belt on this one. But I mean, for right now, Sub-Zero Farouk can stay. I got the 2-pack Mr. T figure. It's a cool figure. The boxing gloves are nice on it. It's got a really nice robe and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a cool figure to own. And I'd say it just makes me kind of wish that I own the Ultimate Edition version of this figure a little bit more. Not the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one, not the one that was at retail. But yeah, I mean, it's Mr. T. He's cool. But he leaves a lot to be desired. I guess we can pull Apollo. I really just love the overall build and presentation of this figure. But I mean, yeah, I was even so excited when I found this one. I even grabbed its chase. I never opened it. But I mean, yeah, the range of motion is really good in this one. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of average compared to, I mean, some of the other superstars that I really like. Yeah, I was really happy to actually get this Ruthless Aggression Shelton Benjamin. I was needing a Shelton Benjamin just in general because I've been trying to build the Hurt business for my collection. So I have MVP. You obviously see Bobby Lashley right there in the back. But I've never owned a Shelton Benjamin or a Cedric Alexander Elite. Still need to find a Cedric one. But I mean, this one was definitely cool, and I absolutely love that ladder in the back that this figure came with. And yeah, it's good, but it's just not great. So I already pulled The Rock, so I'll probably go ahead and pull Rocky Johnson next. This figure is just fun to own, just for the sake that I get to say that I have a father and son duo in my action figure collection. You know, that's real life. I just feel like that's I just think that that's really cool. Who else? Who is next? Also, I do have a couple of other duplicates in terms of figures. So I might go ahead and start throwing some of those in as well for competition. Like when we got Big E here, I also have his Elite Series 98 figure. And the same also goes for Ricochet. Now I'm fairly certain that I like the newer version of Ricochet compared to this is like what, his Elite Series 89 figure. But I mean, we just have to wait and see until I can get them side by side. R-Truth can go. I mean, this figure was nice. It was cool. I paid a little bit too much for it on eBay. But I mean, I just really wanted the 24/7 championship with it because I mean, I'm always going to associate that with R-Truth. I had a chance to get this at retail, but I wasn't really collecting wrestling figures at the time. And I'm also just more curious about what that new one That's going to be coming out soon. The Ron Killings figure that's going to potentially grab my eye. Get some more of these guys out the back. This Mace figure is actually really nice. I'm not too sure if I want to pull it out just yet, because I mean the build quality on it is stellar, I'm telling you guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull Big E, because I feel like between both of these, so I prefer this one's head sculpt, but I prefer this one's torso, and I feel like between the two of these, I've got the best Big E figure that's available. Also, I would prefer for it to have the double jointed arms versus the single jointed, but I mean, it just is what it is. When it comes down to that, we are nearing the end here, people. Let's get a better comparison of these Ricochet figures while we still got some time here. Got to be a little... Yeah, I definitely like the 89 head sculpt more than I do this newer one in terms of... I think this was the Summerslam one, but I mean, I also love the Intercontinental title on this figure. So, I mean, Ricochet's cool. I definitely hope he wins his match against Logan Paul today. But he's going to go ahead and get yanked. Yeah. This Titus O'Neil figure was actually the first WWE Elite figure that I bought for myself, and it is still one of my favorites. It was in contention for Best of the Year when I got it. And yeah, it just honestly held out. I love what I can do in terms of posability with this figure. Booker T was always one of my favorite wrestlers. Just in general, in terms of just his aesthetic, his personality. He was just always a really cool dude. And now you got guys like Omos. I just dropped his title in the back. Sorry about that. We could probably just toss that over his neck or something for right now. It was a little goofy. And we also got Zeus. And I definitely can't just say that I don't like this figure. I mean, we got freaking Tiny Lister in action figure form. Rest in peace to Debo, man. That is a fantastic figure. I guess I can go ahead and pull Titus. Now, I like him. Don't necessarily love him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if I pull 3 more, I can do a top 5 ranking in terms of all the, at least that I got. This Bobby is really nice, but it's just there's so many other Bobby Lashleys that are coming out. I'm just more curious about what its Ultimate Edition is going to look like and what the next Elite Series 105, 106 one is going to look like. So I guess we can pull Bobby out because he's kind of in the same realm as the Street Profits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sasha can go. I mean, this one was fine. Or the artist formerly known as Sasha Banks. She's Mercedes Moné now. I'll say it is definitely a really cool figure to own. I mean, her gear is the most difficult part to take off, which is why when I took it off, I never bothered to put it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and pull... Ooh, this is getting a little tough, guys. I'm not going to lie. I guess we can go ahead and pull... I don't know if I want to pull Omos, because I mean, just the overall build quality in terms of this figure and just how he was able to fit into the packaging. This dude is a behemoth, so you definitely get your money's worth with a figure like this. And yeah, that's just insane to me. I guess I can pull... Yeah, I'll pull Farouk. No, see, I don't know, guys. This is really tough. I want to pull one more. So I guess I'll go ahead and do, since I'm on the fence about those and I keep staring at him, Mace can go ahead and go. This is a really good figure, though, so I highly recommend that you guys check this one out if you haven't grabbed it yet. And let's go ahead and get these 5 figures ranked. So at number 5, I'll give that to Farouk. Number 4, I will give to Zeus. Number 3, I'll give to Omos. Number 2, I will give to the EST, Bianca Belair herself. She is still my favorite WWE superstar as of right now. And number 1, surprising even myself, I'll give it to the Ruthless Aggression Booker T figure. And I'll say, because I had been really wanting a Booker T figure when this one finally got announced. I was super excited in terms of finally adding a Booker to my collection. So, like I said, one more time, at number 5, we've got Farouk. Number 4, we've got Zeus. 3, we've got Omos. 2, Bianca Belair. And number 1, the Ruthless Aggression Booker T. Once again, thank you guys for all of your support on the videos and on my channel. You can follow me on every other platform. I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok. I am on the app formerly known as Twitter. I am also on Threads. Everything is at Johnson is Lovely. If you click the link in my bio in this video below, you can check me out on other platforms. I also have an Instagram where I highlight all of my action figure collections at Johnson Collects. And once again, you guys, thank you for just vibing with me. And if you're watching SummerSlam today, have a good one. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay lovely.